offering a $10,000 reward that anybody know any type of information to call in and let somebody know something.
This is the story of Jamilla Smith, age 30, a mother to two beautiful kids who was last heard on a 911 call asking for help while her boyfriend and father of her child was running her over with his car just before he killed her. She could be heard on the phone while being chased down by 34-year-old Daniel Harmon, saying, "No, don't touch me, don't hurt me, please. You hit me, you ran me over." Jamila disappeared just hours after that incident and has never been heard from again. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This case will be taking us to Jackson, South Carolina. Jackson is a town in South Carolina with a population of 2,024. Jackson is in Aiken County. Living in Jackson offers residents a suburban-rural mix feel, and most residents own their homes. Overall, Jackson appears to be a safer place than many other cities and towns across the United States due to its low rates of violent and property crimes. Jamilla Smith, aged 30, is a young beautiful lady who had her life going well for her until December 2nd of 2023. Jamilla went to Pine Forest High, which was where she got her diploma. Jamilla became a hairstylist sometimes after high school. She loved what she did and was so passionate about it. Jamilla is a mother to two adorable kids. They were the love of her life. People around her said she would go to the end of the world for her kids. They meant everything to her. Jamilla is known to be a very easygoing lady who only focuses on her kids and her business. Her friends say she is a rare gem and they would choose her over and over again in their next life if they had the chance to choose friends. Jamilla met a young man named Daniel Harmon, age 34. Even though Daniel was a rough person who had records and was known by the police, Jamilla decided to give him another chance at life. Daniel has faced charges before. He has been charged with domestic violence, assault and battery, traffic violations and more in Richmond County, Georgia, and in Aiken County. He has a total of 100 pages of incident reports, all showing Daniel's early trouble with the law and the couple's violent relationship. On November 25, 2013, Harmon pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor aggravated assault and possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime in connection to a December 29, 2012 assault on a man. On July 29, 2016, Harmon pleaded guilty to assault to a January 27, 2015 incident in which he grabbed the throat of a female victim and struck her twice on the head with a closed fist. Sometimes in 2016, he was sentenced to enroll in a drug counseling program, also enroll in the Family Violence Intervention Program. He was charged with assault and battery related to a May 2019 incident in North Augusta when police were trying to conduct a traffic stop and he struck a police officer. He was a repeat offender who knew no other life than committing crimes. He had a rap sheet more than a mile long. Despite all this, Jamilla decided to give him a chance, which was a very great mistake on her side. When things was rosy for them, they had a baby together. It was the center of her world. They shared pictures of their adorable child after birth. They shared pictures of themselves too while everything was nice. Family and friends were happy for Jamilla. It did not take long when friends and families realized it was all lies. He started abusing Jamilla. He became increasingly violent towards her. There was a time where Jamilla had to call the cops to the apartment on a domestic violence matter. Daniel also has a history of harming himself. He had made several statements in the past that he would kill Jamilla and then himself. The last deputy called in response to the couple's domestic dispute in November revealed that deputy believed Daniel choked and scratched Jamilla, noting dried blood on his nails. On December 2, 2023, Jamilla called her mother Tina McCraw to tell her that she was having an argument while in the car with Daniel. Later that night, Daniel broke into Jamila's apartment, forcing her to come along with her. She managed to escape for a brief moment, but he ran her over with his car. Jamilla was able to call the cops while all this was playing out. Dispatch heard Jamilla screaming as a car revved behind her. During the call, Jamilla dropped her phone, and an operator heard Daniel telling Jamilla to get into the car so that he could take her to the hospital. Jamilla refused and yelled, "No, don't touch me, don't hurt me, please. You hit me." Daniel stated, "No, I didn't. You jumped in front of my car," to which Jamilla said, "No, I didn't. Leave me alone. It hurts. I can't. I can't feel my arm. You ran over me." Jamilla screamed, "No," and the call dropped. Jamila's mother reported her missing the next day when she did not come pick up her child. When police located Daniel in North Augusta, his rented Dodge Charger was seized. During the search, suspected blood was located in the spare tire area of the trunk. Swabs were taken from the vehicle and sent to state lab and known samples of Jamila. Also, search warrants were obtained for Jamilla Smith's cell phone, and the results show no activity since December 2nd, which was the same day she was ran over.
An update on a missing person story. We told you about this one yesterday.
Yeah, there are more charges for the ex-boyfriend of a missing mother. News Channel 6's Renata Disposed reports.
She's a good person. One thing about her, I know she loves her kids. You love her kid. That's all she talk about. And she loves singing.
Friends fondly share about Jamilla Smith. The 30-year-old mother of two young sons has not been heard from since the evening of Saturday, December 2nd, when she spoke on the phone with her mother.
She called me from his phone around 3, and she said, Daniel threw my phone out of the window on I-20.
An Aiken County incident report tells us that Smith's mother, Tina McCraw, had police conduct a welfare check December 3rd, and that's when she learned her daughter was missing. The day prior, she says her daughter's ex-boyfriend and father to her youngest child, 34-year-old Daniel Harmon, was going car shopping with her in Columbia, South Carolina, when an argument turned into him throwing that phone out the window. They returned to Augusta around 6:30, the last time she spoke with Smith.
We didn't find out about the domestic violence until around this time last year.
Records News Channel 6 uncovered confirmed the history of domestic violence. In November, Aiken County Sheriff's Office responded to a domestic situation at Smith's home in Jackson, where deputies saw evidence that Harmon choked and scratched Smith, citing dried blood on his fingernails. That deputy petitioning a domestic charge against Harmon.
She would call me upset. We would see her with bruises.
The last day Smith was heard from, Aiken County Dispatch received a call from a woman they later learned was Smith. She said her ex-boyfriend showed up and she ran down the street to get away. She screamed, and dispatch heard a man saying, "Get in a vehicle," and a horn blowing before complete silence. The sheriff's office located Harmon, who was also missing, and arrested him Tuesday at a home on Carpentersville Road in North Augusta. He's being charged with kidnapping Smith and also a domestic charge too. Smith's loved ones say, despite rumors online, she was not the aggressor in the relationship, but the victim trying to save herself and her children.
Millie is very caring, loving, funny. I don't know what they're trying to paint about her, his family, that she's some drug addict. I know everybody's seen this video of them at the fair, but he had got into it, and she was just trying to diffuse the situation.
Her family put out a reward of $5,000 for anyone who could have information about her whereabouts. They later increased the amount to $10,000, hoping that would help. Daniel Harmon was arrested and charged with kidnapping.
Offering a $10,000 reward for information that can help them find 30-year-old mother of two, Jamilla Smith. Authorities say Smith was last heard from in early December, screaming for help in the background of a 911 call, saying she was trying to get away from her ex-boyfriend. That man now faces a kidnapping charge in her disappearance, while Smith's family calls for more action. Watch Fox's Kiana Jordan has been following that story since Smith's disappearance and has the latest on the plea for more help.
James Smith, Jamilla Smith's father, along with other family members, gathered here at the Aiken County Sheriff's Office requesting for SLED to take over the investigation. Smith saying he feels there is a lack of communication and any action in finding his daughter.
We're offering a $10,000 reward that anybody know any type of information to call in and let somebody know something.
Monday morning, James Smith offering thousands in reward money to help find his daughter, Jamila Smith. Nearly a dozen of the young woman's family members gathering alongside members of the Broken Link Foundation outside the Aiken County Sheriff's Office, pleading for SLED to take over the case with the help of the FBI. Jamila's family says there hasn't been any communication and thinks the sheriff's office isn't taking the case seriously.
But one was told by an investigator, when you run with these kind of people, this is what happens.
Aiken County Sheriff spokesman tells Watch Fox News they haven't withheld anything from Smith's family.
Understanding there's not any lack of communication to key principal persons that are related to Ms. Smith.
Authorities say Jamilla Smith was kidnapped by her former boyfriend, Daniel Harmon, on December 2nd. She hasn't been seen since. Authorities say Harmon has a long history of domestic violence and mental health issues. Right now, he is in the Aiken County Jail being held on domestic violence and kidnapping charges. When Harmon appeared in court to face those charges on December 6, he showed very little emotion when Smith's father pleaded with him to tell investigators where Smith is and to stop wasting time. Kimberly Kite with the Broken Link Foundation says she's aware of several emails from Jamila to the Aiken County Sheriff's Office documenting abuse with the pictures and asking for help, dating back as far as August 1st.
Jamila is a black young mother. And for reasons I cannot understand and I cannot find justification for, that in itself makes her invalid.
Family says they are trying to get help to search some of Harmon's other properties that law enforcement has not.
He was initially charged with domestic violence in the second degree. A kidnapping charge was later added to the case, followed by the murder charge over the weekend right after the swab result came in.
It's been a little more than 3 weeks since 30-year-old Jamilla Smith's mom reported her missing. Authorities say she was last heard by a 911 operator screaming and saying her ex-boyfriend was breaking into her home. Investigators arrested her ex, 34-year-old Daniel Harmon, days after Jamilla Smith went missing, charging him with kidnapping and domestic violence. He's still in jail tonight, and Audrey Dickerber is live from our newsroom to break down what we've learned now that his charges have been upgraded to murder.
Unfortunately, Jamila's family did not get the news they were hoping for this holiday season. According to an affidavit released on Saturday, this investigation went from a missing persons case to now being a homicides case, and an arrest warrant is revealing new details as to why. Deputies found Daniel Harmon on December 5th at a house in North Augusta, leading to a search warrant. On that same property, in the front yard, they also found the missing Dodge Charger with blood in the trunk. They sent that off to be tested, and you can see the results of that test are redacted, but they received the results December 23rd and upgraded Harmon's charges to murder the same day. The arrest warrant also says, based on the information, investigators believe Harmon hit Jamila with a vehicle and did not take her to the hospital. She hasn't been seen since December 2nd. In Jamila's last phone call to 911, she said her ex-boyfriend broke into her house and was chasing her down the road. On the call, Jamila sounds like she is out of breath. A car engine is heard revving. Jamila is screaming. The phone appears to drop, and a male is heard telling Jamila he will take her to the emergency room. Jamila continues to scream, "Don't hurt me," and "You hit me." The phone call ended, but she never made it to the hospital. Family has been trying to reach Jamila since that day, searching her last known location, but they have had no contact with her. Jamila's phone shows no activity since December 2nd.
As at the time of making this video, Jamila hasn't been found. She is still missing, and the police are needing an information that could help them in whatsoever capacity. We do hope this video can help in any way in bringing back Jamila home. If you have any information about this case, the Aiken County Sheriff's Office encourages them to call 803-648-6811. Jamilla Smith is described as a black female who is around 5'3", weighs 107 pounds and has black hair and brown eyes. We do hope Jamila is brought back home safely. Please stay safe out there, and see you guys in the next video.